Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Baggio,
And I'm Mrs. Pasinski.
and we are your children's 5th grade teacher this year.
We know things look a little bit different than what you're used to this year, but we just wanted to introduce ourselves so you could see who your kids are spending their mornings with every day.
All right, we're going to get started with our math curriculum. This year, instead of going in the order that the book has, we condensed everything into more cohesive units. So if you notice here, Unit 1 is only place value and whole numbers. So it does skip a little bit. We go from topic 1 to topic 3 to topic 5. That's simply because we're focusing on just whole numbers and place value, and those are the lessons that tie in with that. Same with the fractions and the decimals. If you look, you will notice that they all relate to that unit title. Anything green is what we're focusing on the most throughout the year, and anything in yellow and blue is more enrichment topics that we end up doing towards the end of the year. So we have 2 math slides here for you guys to look at. For topic tests, sometimes, usually we give it a test every other week. That's how the time and how it would flow. But due to the shortened periods and the different units this year, the topic tests might not always be on a fixed schedule. So you will always know, though, a week before when they're going to have a test, and there will always be a study guide sent home for the students to complete. So they'll have an ample amount of time to prepare for that test. All right, reading and writing. Right here, you can click on the standards. They'll have all the New Jersey standards for that. We're starting off now with Up the Ladder reading unit, which is a new unit. It kind of just is launching Reader's Workshop, getting the kids back into it since they haven't been in school for so long, kind of just getting them back in the groove of reading books, choosing their right books. And we are also for writing starting off with narrative craft. We then move on to nonfiction, which is tackled with the writing unit of research-based writing and information writing on demand. Anything on here that says on demand means NJSLA type prompts and responses. And for word work this year, we're doing word work as homework at home just due to the time, because we don't have a lot of time in class now to devote 1 period or 2 periods to word work. So this is our vocabulary homework schedule. On day 1, on Monday, they'll be assigned lesson A. It'll be due Tuesday, and we'll go over that in class during homeroom or during dismissal, whenever we do have a little bit of free time to quickly go over that. Wednesday, it'll be lesson B that will be assigned, and that'll be due Thursday, and then so forth and so on. And there will be a test given every other week, and that will be taken in class. Again, you will know when the test is with an ample amount of time. We'll also provide a Quizlet link that'll be provided. The kids really like Quizlet. It's great practice for them to get on the computers and flashcards and games like that. And that's it for the word work for vocabulary. As for spelling, that will also be done. This one will actually be done in class during homeroom. We will, giving words their way. It's very individualized. We just gave an assessment to determine where they will begin instruction, and there will be spelling groups. So again, this will be done during the physical school day, but students can always still practice at home. We might use some of that small group virtual time for the spelling as well if we feel we need to provide more support and time for that. And again, all of our words will always be on their spelling classroom, and any vocabulary work will be on their vocabulary classroom, which they all have access to.
Okay, on to social studies and science. On our schedule, you're going to see that science is on Mondays and social studies is on Tuesdays, but we are going to assign everything on Mondays so that they have the full week to complete everything. Everything will be done at home. This is all for part of their afternoon work, and they can complete it during this time that it is assigned on the schedule, or they can complete it during their free time or doing any small group time that they're not scheduled for a small group session. Sometimes there's going to be a PowerPoint show, might be just a Google slideshow, it may be a recorded lesson. There will be a small amount of work that students are going to have to complete, but it's not going to be anything that you should be worried about. They should all be able to complete it without any issue. Okay. So our schedule for our morning is going to be the students will come in and they first put down their backpacks and unpack their things. They will go and wash their hands. They will get their Chromebooks, come back to their desks. Sometimes we have some morning work. Sometimes there will be that vocabulary or spelling for them to do. And that's also the time that we do our social emotional learning. Then we move on to reading. And during reading, it's about 2 periods long. And at the end of reading, we will have another hand washing, we'll have some snack time, and the kids will also go out into their movement break. We usually try to get those 2 things to coincide so that their break is a little bit more substantial and that when they come back, they're ready to start learning again. When they come back, we will go right into writing, and actually they'll be hand washing first when we come back in. Then we'll go into writing. And then we'll go into our math lesson and math stations. Then the kids will once again wash their hands, pack their things up, and get ready for dismissal. These afternoon lessons are all, as you know, virtual. So the students will come home, they can have lunch. Every day during period 8, except for Friday, they will have specials, starting with PE on Mondays, music Tuesdays, art on Wednesday, PE again on Thursday, and they have Google Classroom links that they can log into every day for those things, and the teachers will tell them from there what they expect them to do. Period 9 every day will be small group instruction. If you have a small group that week, you will know the week before. We will have schedules sent out on Friday for the following week. If things come up during the week, once we are in it, that we see maybe your child might need to be have something addressed, then we can deal with that as it comes. Then 10th period, we have science and social studies, Mondays and Tuesdays, or when you want to watch it, and then we have some other time carved out for small group instruction on Thursdays. If your child isn't scheduled for a small group, please have them work on either their social studies or science, the reading log. They have vocabulary. There's some math quick checks. There's math websites that we use in class. There's plenty of things that they can do during their small group instruction if they're not scheduled. Okay. Back to small group sessions. They are built into our schedules to check in with the students and to reinforce anything that we have taught. Every Friday, as I said, you will be receiving an email from us regarding the schedule and when your child will have their small group instruction with us the following week. So please be on the lookout for this email. If you do not get it, reach out to us because we may have sent it out to the wrong people. The schedule can change weekly depending on the skills, which means your child may or may not have that skill that they need to enhance. Sometimes we're not going to need to meet with your child. Sometimes we will. Sometimes we may need to meet with your child more than once. It all depends, and please try to be flexible if at all possible. Again, when they're not scheduled for small group, they should be working on social studies or science or word work or the reading log or math that will be posted.
All right, and just some last minute important websites. Our Google Sites is our classroom website. I would say we put more on there than the one through the Lakeview website where you can access our class website. So I'm going to click here to just bring us through and show us how this website looks and how it works. It's all attached to Google, which is pretty neat, so we can just add on anything that we're doing in school. So this is the welcome page. There are tabs you can click on. I even threw on the parent portal for you guys. If you don't have that saved, it's right there. When you click on it, it will take you right there. Tabs up here, so Google Classroom. If your child forgets their code, or they're all on it, but if for some reason they're not part of a class or they forgot, all the codes will be here, even the special codes. So this is why this website's super important, because like I said, if anything happens where they need to re-add a class or we add a new class, all the codes will be on here. School information, if there's any important announcements, we'll throw them up on here. Online learning is a great tab as well, because it has all important websites that students will need in school and out of school at home when they're virtually learning. So we have our math curriculum, which is the math book, which is where we will also see some extra practice quick checks, which Mrs. Businessy was talking about. That will be through here. Khan Academy, we can also assign things, or it's just a great reinforcement type of website. Amplify Science is our science, and this is the student app page. So just keep a lookout. These can be updated, and they usually will have to log in with Google. Otherwise, they will have their login information. Our schedule is always here too. So if you're ever unsure, or a student, or you guys forget what they're doing on which day at home especially, you can refer to this website to look at our schedule. And real quick too, Google Classroom, not only the codes, the how-to, because I know some people at home aren't familiar with Google Classroom. So this is it's a student guide, obviously parent guide as well. If you're unsure about how to do anything, or if your child's having trouble at home, this is just a great little cheat sheet. And there's also this website that just has more information on how to use Google Classroom. So again, this is an important website. I would, maybe keep on a bookmark on your computer, or just keep in mind that that's a website you should look at. Google Classroom, of course, is important. And ClassTag. ClassTag is an app on your phone. It's also a website. It's kind of like the app Remind. Teachers have used that in the school before. And it's just a website and app that we can send out any announcements, like, hey, just a reminder, picture day is this Friday, which picture day is this Friday, September 18th. And any reminders, anything to contact, you can contact us through there. If we're not answering email right away, we get a notification. So I did send out emails for that, so make sure you're on the lookout for that and you sign up to be part of that. All right, classwork and homework.
Classwork and homework. We will always have ample amount of time. Your students will have ample amount of time each day to complete their classwork. If a student isn't using their time wisely, a note will be sent home, and as will the assignment. The note should be signed and returned with the completed assignment the next day. For vocabulary, as shown on the word work slide, students will be doing their Wordly Wise vocabulary at home 2 times a week. Monday homework will be assigned for Tuesday, Wednesday will be assigned for Thursday, and tests will be given bi-weekly. For reading and writing, a reading log will be given each Monday and due on Friday. This is very important. Students are expected to read at least 20 minutes each night, and there'll be a question for them to respond to daily. Students can use Scholastic Digital or a novel that they have at home, whatever they choose. And the reading log will be found and turned in on our 5BB homeroom classroom. And this is starting actually the first week of October. So we'll have a reading log without questions to start the year. So for the next few weeks, that's what you'll be seeing. For math, there will be reinforcement problems, but they will only be given as needed. And we will always provide study guides for any students to complete before a test. And this is how you can contact us. If you have any questions, if you have any problems or issues, please don't hesitate to contact us. This is a co-teaching classroom. We do everything together. So when you email us, please send the email to both of us, which you can see emails are at the bottom here. And again, any questions, any issues, any problems, anything that you want to address with us, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, I'm just emphasizing again, just being in a co-teaching classroom, second year in a row, it's very important to keep us both on those emails, because she can be out of the room, I can be out of the room, and you send it to just one of us and we don't get it right away. So it's just important. And we also just want to be on the same page and just know what's going on, know if, you know, anything's going on at home or any dismissal changes, we both want to know. So just make sure on each email you do put both of our emails, you know, in the address bar. And if you have any questions, ask us, email us. We're happy to answer anything that you may have a question on regarding the slideshow or regarding anything else that you might have questions or concerns about. And if you could, it'd be great if you could fill out this Google form. It's just a get to know your student, your child survey, and it just, you know, asks some basic questions, your best contact information and stuff like that. So if you could fill that out, that would be awesome. All right, well, hope you enjoyed the slideshow. Again, if you have any questions, please send us an email, and we look forward to working with everyone. Have a good one.
Bye.